Here with Chris Vito, head baseball coach for University of Minnesota Crookston. Just about to get the season underway here. Heading to Missouri Southern State this weekend. Long bus ride, but you know, how excited first off are you to get the season underway?
Oh, very excited. The kids are excited. They've been working hard in the gym for 5 weeks and 5+ weeks, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good weather down in Joplin. So we're excited to get outside and play some ball.
Just first off, talk about that non-conference schedule you have. A little different than years past in that you don't have that nice Metrodome right down the road, but you get a chance to play some different teams, and you know, a little different preseason in that you get to go to Missouri for 7 games between 4 games. Missouri Southern State here coming this weekend, and then another trip down to Missouri St. Louis. Just talk first off about those trips to Missouri.
Well, it's different, Sean. I mean, we've had a great relationship with the Metrodome, and you know, the kids really enjoyed playing there. I enjoyed coaching there. It was obviously a former major league stadium, but with having that go away, we had to do some different things, and we were lucky to land Missouri Southern. I mean, they were in the regional tournament last year in Mankato. They're picked to finish 4th in the MIAA. They're an excellent program. It's a historic venue that we play at, Joe Becker Stadium, which was a former minor league home of the Yankees. You know, Mickey Mantle played there. I actually was fortunate enough to win my first game as a head coach down there years ago. Joplin's a great community. And then we're going to go to St. Louis, Missouri St. Louis. Jim Brady there is a good friend of mine, and we're excited about that series as well, in a great city. So from a standpoint of picking up quality opponents, we were really fortunate to get some great programs. And it's also somebody different. So I think the kids are really excited about that.
After that, you get your trip to Florida, which has kind of become a staple here. Going back to the Winning Inning Invitational, mostly the games being at Jack Russell Stadium in Clearwater again. Just first off, talk about being able to go to the Winning Inning Invitational once again, and just obviously I know just a tournament and a setting you love.
Well, of the places that we've been fortunate enough to go down south, particularly in Florida, this is far and away the best venue. We get treated excellent by the people there. Len Milkowitz and his staff, they're just awesome. The facility's incredible. It's a former Phillies spring training home. It's like playing on a golf green. It's just manicured beyond belief. They've got great practice facilities for us to use. And then when you look at the quality of the opponents, we get to play Hillsdale, Westchester, Slippery Rock, Lock Haven, and then Johnson University's coming up there to play us as well. I mean, we're really fortunate. And no, we've been there. This is the 3rd year we've gone back there, and hope it's going to continue to be a tradition. I know the tournament for them has really started to grow too.
After that, obviously get into the conference schedule right away after getting back from Florida. Always a tough conference schedule. Just talk about what you're kind of expecting from the conference this season. You start with a lot of road games, but then come April, you know, you're home for the majority of that last month of baseball in the league.
Well, for starters, the NSIC, you know, is top to bottom. I think it's the best baseball conference in the country. There's no question. When you look at it, we've had the national runner-up 2 of the last 3 years, and could easily have been 3 straight years. You know, the 2 regional finalists again last year were Minnesota State and St. Cloud. That should tell you something there. But no, it's going to be, once again, just an excellent conference schedule. We open up at the University of Sioux Falls. Then we're back down there following week to play Augustana, and then down in Aberdeen the following week to play Northern State. I really like our conference schedule for a couple reasons this year. For one, our furthest road trip is 4.5 hours away. I mean, that's the best it's ever been. The other thing, like you said, is the amount of home games that we get to play. And people are going to get to come see the teams I just talked about. Minnesota State in a 4-game series, St. Cloud in a doubleheader. Not to mention Wayne State, Southwest Minnesota State, the University of Minnesota Duluth. I mean, you're going to see just the best baseball that you can at this level, and right here in town.
Got a fairly experienced team coming back with, I think, 14 returnees. You know, one of the largest senior classes I think you have probably ever had here, especially with 3 guys that have been 4-year staples here for this program, and Josh Bramer, Ryan Posh, and Matt Cordy. Touch a bit about the returnees first off, and those 3 guys especially.
Well, you know, we've got a very big senior class, and you were right, it is the largest we've had, and we're going to miss them all. I mean, we're going to miss every one of those guys. They've provided great leadership in our program. You have guys on the bump like John Mittag, Ryan Posh, just to name a couple that they've chewed up a lot of innings for us. Matt Cordy, Matt Cordy's pretty much been the guy in our rotation since his freshman year. All our seniors, Jeremiah Friday, Richie Navratil's another one. He's eaten up a lot of innings for us and done a great job. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone here because they're all great and we're going to miss them. But you brought up, Ryan, Josh, and Matt. And those three have been with me from day one, and they've been through some tough times and some good times, and they've stuck around and they've made everything better, people around them better. We've got Josh, who should pretty much have a good majority of the hitting records at this university when he's done. I mean, he's never batted below 300. And then Ryan just continues to shatter appearance records, left and right. And, and Matty, to say what he's done on the bump, at third base, at shortstop if we've needed him, at second if we've needed him, in the outfield if we've needed him. I mean, those three, they've meant a lot. All the seniors have, but those three, like you said, they've been here 4 years, and they're going to be sorely missed.
Got a pretty solid just class of newcomers coming in as well. I think there's 9 newcomers, several that are, going to, I think, be able to contribute to your team right away. Talk about that new coming class just kind of in general in terms of what
I'm very excited. I like what they've brought to the table, and sorry, my phone was ringing there, but I like what they've brought to the table, the things they do. They're energetic, and you brought up some of those kids, Patrick Higgins in the outfield, Cody Pamperin, and Caden Barta on the mound. I would anticipate that those guys are going to make impacts sooner than later for us.
Just we've kind of touched on every play, or those seniors and a couple players, newcomers, but pitching wise, you return. You've touched on Ryan Posh, touched on Matt Cordy. John Mittag as well, a lot of experience there. Just who are some of the other guys you're kind of expecting some stuff from? I know you got a Richie Navratil and a Trevor Buttermore who played quite a bit last year, and a few others.
Well, and I feel bad, and one of the seniors that's done a great job for us that I failed to mention earlier is Thane Larson. Yep. Thane has eaten a lot of innings for us, and I look at Thane being able to be a kid that, frankly, if we were starting the conference season tomorrow, where we're playing 6 games a week, Thane would be one of our top 6 starters. So he's a kid we're going to rely on a great deal. But, I brought up Cody and Caden Barta. Marcus Campbell has really come along. His arms, he had some arm issues a year ago. His arm is back to where he's feeling pretty good. And really liked what I've seen out of him when he's thrown his pens, when he's thrown his live simulated games. We talked about the 2 freshmen. So we're going to rely, we don't have the numbers pitching-wise I necessarily would like to have, but I think when you look at the quality, that makes up for it in my mind.
In the field at the plate, also returned quite a few players, touched a bit on, Josh Bramer at, guy that can play short and second. You got Tony Madsen returning. You've got in the outfield Jesse Jennings, a couple other people. Just talk about what you kind of expect from your field players and guys at the plate this season.
Well, we've got kids that have gotten some innings under the belt. Colton Haight behind the plate. First base right now, you got a situation where Jeremiah Friday and Ryan Hagstrom are going to share a lot of the time, but I'll tell you what, Brandon Kressel, who's a freshman out of Crookston, we're thrilled to have, our first Crookston kid here. When you talk about freshmen, he has looked very good in the cage, very good at the plate. And I'm excited about that. And I think once he gets a little more consistent on the defensive end, Brandon's going to be pushing too. Tony Madsen at second base, once again another senior that has been he's been here 2 years, junior college transfer. He's been a solid 2-year starter for us, and very important. You go to the outfield, Marcus will be in the outfield. You can expect to see him. You can expect to see Jesse Jennings out there. We talked about Patrick. Travis Maggs, this is a kid that transferred in. Junior college player, 2 years of starting at Fond du Lac Community College up in Cloquet. 2 years of experience at college level under his belt. Those are things you can't, you know, replicate. The other thing is Rob Smothers at third base, giving us some much needed depth there as well. So, you know, the thing is, some of these kids we've brought in from the junior college level too are really, you know, valuable because they've got that experience under their belt. We're going to be relying on big things from them.
You've also got a solid staff right beside you coming back as well, with Mitchell Lohr coming back for a second year on your staff. You know, what, fourth, fifth year in the program after playing for you. Also have Aaron Model, volunteer catching instructor, and then you've got PJ, who's come back to be a volunteer coach for you as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited where we're at. You brought up Mitch. Mitch played for me for 2 years. Was a volunteer last year, took over as our paid assistant this year. He works with our pitchers, he runs our strength and conditioning, works with our infielders. He's my right-hand man. I can't say enough about him. Aaron Model, what do I say? I mean, he's been with us for 7 years. You talk about somebody in volunteer capacity who gives back to the program and the university that he loves, his alma mater. Aaron's been incredible, and we've been, from day one, we've been together, and it's really been a great experience to work with him, and I know our catchers really enjoy working with him. He'll be here tonight, in fact, working with him. A great component to our program. And then you brought up PJ Swak, and PJ just came on board as volunteer assistant. PJ's another 4-year guy in this program. He played for 4 seasons, graduated, you know, about a year ago, used up his eligibility 2 years ago, and PJ was probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest kid I ever coached. He caught for us, he played third base, and just a gamer. And to have him around here and another set of eyes is really welcome.
Okay.
Josh Bramer here about to do a baseball preview for the season before they kick off their season down in Joplin, Missouri this weekend. I'm here with senior outfield pitcher Matthew Cordy and third base, and senior pitcher Ryan Posh. Bookkeeper. You guys get the point. All right. So talk about first you, Posh. What is your expectations for the team down in Missouri this weekend, facing a pretty strong team?
Every year, kind of going into the first games of the year, it's kind of hard to judge how the team's going to do, just because there's a lot of new guys and people changing positions. So it's exciting to get down there and see what people do in an actual game situation, because it's hard to determine what they're going to do based off what we see in the gym. So I'm excited to get down there and get our first outdoor practice of the season underway, and I think we'll have a good first few games.
Cody, have anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Second question. Posh, you faced an injury that you had surgery on. Talk about that. It was something with your knee, correct?
Yep, I had a tear in my patellar tendon. So late September, they had to go in and resuture it together, and it's been a long process, but I'm hoping to get cleared before our Florida trip and kind of get my season, my senior season underway.
There you go. Cody, have anything to add? Any injuries with you? I mean, we know how.
I did get a blister last week.
You got a blister.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. We all know the famous Cody story. He was sophomore year, and he just pulled out a game because he had a blister on his finger.
And he had a shutout going.
Yeah.
No.
I got a blister on my finger.
No.
But he's very wiry.
Josh, have you had any injuries?
I've had over my 4 years, I've had a couple.
But how are you feeling this year?
I'm feeling good. You know, my shoulder was still recovering from last year. It was still a bit sore, so I was just been doing some rehab and kind of just making sure I get that now. It's been strong and firing darts from the hole.
Very nice. And what kind of expectations do you have for yourself going into this season?
I'm just trying to do what I do. You know, just play my game, help out the team the best I can. Just make sure to keep guys on their toes and remembering what they're supposed to do every play.
And, did you happen to go down in a size in pants, just kind of give yourself that extra tight baseball player look, just to pull it off?
No, I actually went up in a size, but I keep wearing
Ooh.
my same pants. So it actually makes my legs look
So your
better.
legs got bigger.
My legs got bigger,
But same size
along
pants.
with my butt. But I'm wearing the same size pants as I did last year, so it looks even better
I was
than it
gonna
did
say, 'cause
last
they
year.
looked a little firm, and I was like,
Little
you know
tight.
what, you might want to go up in a size.
No, I'm sticking. I like it. It's
Alright.
nice. Feels good.
Anything you have to add, Cordy?
No, I'm good over here.
Very quiet.
nice. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in for this week's baseball preview. Make sure you tune in next time.